So call volume Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai Ba'asham Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim in the four winds, preaching in truth and sincerity, risking their lives more now than ever. The hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To the sister Akwaf, listen in silence. Shalom. Yeah, this is your brother Aram Yahweh with the lesson, and I'm gonna show you how Esau backpedaling and basically came and chopped and screwed their so-called news report, right? And also how they're projecting their things on other people right here. So this lady or whatever it is, Sifa or whatever, as if that's a real name. I left my husband for the same reason, right? Which they're saying it's a mysterious death. The man died mysteriously. The kids died mysteriously. So you don't know how they died, but somehow someone dying is tied to their religion, which don't make sense. So this lady comes and says, "Oh yeah, I left my husband for the same reason. Me and my children did was sin. My oldest became depressed and suicidal." Right? So this is Esau spinning off his BS, right? Which none of this makes sense. They didn't say the death was suicidal. They didn't say it was homicidal. They didn't say anything at all. They try to allude to it being like a murder-suicide, because you would be able to tell that it was a murder-suicide if that was the case. But they did not say that it was a murder-suicide. They just said it's a mysterious death, but somehow tying something mysterious to a way a person believes, which doesn't make sense. But these people will fall into the propaganda machine, right? They'll fall into, into this machine. And then, so a sister tried to come in and say, for you are right, religion is man made, but having a relationship with God is following the Bible and doing his commandments, right? I'm just cutting it short. That means coming out of worldly things, right? To get to the point. So then some Alex Zip replies back to the sister and says, what? Sin is transgression of the law. Which who they get that from? They got that from us, man. That come from the one Westers, as a vocab would say. Then no one else was doing that before One West. I mean, point blank, period. That comes from One West. Come from Abba, King Masha, High Priest Ariyah, and and on down to the elders that rule well today. Dealing with Apostle Har, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramlad, man. That Apostle Rakah. Man, the true elders of Israel, man. But but that's a one Wester thing, right? Regular Christians saying that sin is transgression of the law. So we know what that is. But this is how you know that they don't even understand it. So watch, peep this. So sin is transgression of the law. Playing basketball is worldly? Like, oh my God. So you trying to say that little baby can't play basketball? Well, she's a female. So if you want to say sin is transgression of the law, since you know that, when you play basketball, don't they have to wear a man's garment? Going to Deuteronomy 22:5, a woman should not put on a man's garment. Neither should a man put on a woman's garment. But you guys are fine with that. You're fine with breaking God's laws, right? And then the one law is don't be false accusers. And this whole thing is about false accusing, right? Just making up shit as you go. So let's just go ahead and go with this real quick and show you how the elders went and did their videos and showed how many times they was saying extreme. This is extreme. This is an extreme religion. This is an extreme situation. This is extreme. Just saying extreme so many freaking times, trying to get you. Oh my God, this is so extreme. It's crazy. Oh my God, right? So they chopped and screwed it. So I'm gonna show you that, and then I'm gonna go and show the elders video, right? And then the other brother and show No, the elder actually kind of shows a piece of his. So I'm just going to show the elders, and then he kind of goes into the other brothers' video of how many times they say extreme, extreme, extreme. But on this, they chopped and screwed it and took all that part out, right? And here we are right here with this U.S. News, U.S. News. Police says teen girls likely found dead several days before father. Days. And then the other one, they're saying months. Okay. Right? So, here we are at Seattle Times. Could be months before cause of death known for two teens father found dead in Renton apartment, right? This one says December 13th, 2021 at 5 p.m. Right? So now they said it could be months. Could have been months that they were dead now. Right?
Not new details about the mysterious death of a father and his two daughters in Renton. We're hearing from the mother, who tells us she became concerned when they began following a new religion, even giving up on things they were passionate about.
Adriana stopped playing basketball because it was worldly. Marielle, I guess, committed some sin that was, almost everything that you can do on this earth, their dad was teaching them was a sin. But she committed some sin, and she said that she had to give up drawing as a sacrifice because of her sins. And she didn't draw after that.
See, and then, like I said, false accusing is a sin. That's a transgression of the law. No one that's an Israelite would tell someone that they can't draw. How is drawing a sin? There's no law against drawing. It doesn't make sense.
17-year-old Adriana Gill, 16-year-old Marielle Gill, and their father, 33-year-old Manuel Gill, were found inside their home last week with no obvious signs of what happened. Police say a preliminary report from the medical examiner shows the girls likely...
No obvious signs of what happened. But we want to let you know that it has something to do with his religion.
Died several days before their father. Betsy Alvarado, who you heard talking there a moment ago, their mother, says she wanted to tell her daughter's story to bring attention to their case, saying this should have never happened.
And this is why I'm doing this, because my girls didn't deserve to die like this. There were warnings that people tried to give. There were things that people tried to do, and the least that could happen right now is for people to care about what happened to them.
Alvarado says her priority right now is to give her daughters a proper burial and is hoping for community support. Meantime, law enforcement is hoping the toxicology reports will reveal more answers, and we're told those reports take about 6 weeks.
Yeah, okay. Well, they're going to come up with something, some BS, but in 6 weeks. Because it's mysterious. But most of that stuff, when you go and investigate, they investigate murders and deaths all the time. And they could basically generally tell you what a person died from. And at first it was mysterious. So if they mysteriously died and then the father mysteriously died, I mean, hey, you're talking about there's a pandemic. It couldn't have been that. Why are you bringing up a religion?
Was following an extreme version of the Black Hebrew Israelites.
Black Hebrew Israelites. Black Hebrew Israelites. Okay. Even though we got Israelites that look like straight up so-called white people among our ranks, but black Hebrew Israelites. Okay.
Mother of two teenage girls found dead inside their father's home is now laying out what she says led up to their deaths.
Now, the cause of death is still a mystery, but the girl's mother and stepfather suspect their extreme beliefs played.
The cause of death is a mystery, but we're sure that being a Hebrew Israelite killed them, the father and the daughters.
A role in this. Now, they spoke only to Cairo 7's Andrew Scheinthal, and he joins us now live from Everett, where the girl's mother lives. And this is a really sad and strange story, Andrew.
It certainly is. You know, it's about 2 years ago or so when their mother says she started to realize her daughters started to take on their father's religious beliefs. At first, they didn't think much of it, but those beliefs started to become more and more extreme, and now she's wondering if that played a role.
Notice how they use the word extreme, and as you watch this this newsreel clip, they're going to use the word more and more. Extreme. So in other words, to believe that you're a Hebrew Israelite, you're part of an extreme cult, and they're going to use the word cult as well. Which the word cult, when you look it up, it simply means worship. It's from the Latin cultus, which means worship. That's all it means.
Their death.
This was the day that I was teaching her to drive.
Betsy Alvarado can't help but smile when she thinks of her daughters.
A woman teaching another woman how to drive. When they cause the most accidents, it's statistically proven that women cause the most accidents on the road. That's all we need. Anyway, let's move on.
17-year-old Adriana and 16-year-old Marielle.
They were amazing.
But all she has now are photos and memories.
Last time we hung out was actually that picture.
Her daughters were found dead inside their father's rented home this past weekend. His body found alongside them. Alvarado identifies him as 33-year-old Manuel Gill. How or why they died remains a mystery. Police say there's no evidence of foul play, forced entry into the home, carbon monoxide poisoning, or drug use.
All I do all day is try to put things.
So there you go. Now, the other video said it's going to take them 6 weeks to know. Well, how did they break all that down? It ain't been 6 weeks. This is what the, come on now. These dudes, they're making up, man. They're remixing, they're chopping and screwing these videos, and they're pushing it out to the you know, through the idiot tube, and you stupid people eat it up.
Together.
But Alvarado and the girl's stepfather have their own theory.
They've been being brainwashed by what they were calling their religion, but must.
See, that's the message. And this woman is suspect as hell. Probably a goddamn crisis actor. I'm trying to remember what she said. Let me bring it back. I had a point I had to make here. Let's listen to that again.
Theory.
They've been being brainwashed by.
There it is. They're being brainwashed by their religion. So again, what's the message you're trying to get out here with this crap that we're watching? If you're a Hebrew Israelite, you're being a black Hebrew Israelite. You're being brainwashed. Okay.
What they were calling their religion, but must be a cult.
Alvarado says her former husband.
Did you hear that? But must be a cult. And like I said, there's something mad suspect about that woman, man. So far we've heard the word extreme. We've heard the word cult. We've heard the word brainwash. You see the subliminal messages in there?
Was following an extreme version of the black Hebrew Israelites.
There's that word extreme again.
The Anti-Defamation League classifies some sects of the religion as a hate group. From the clothes they
classify being a Hebrew or black Hebrew Israelite as a hate group.
more to their diet and even behavior. The girl's stepfather could see over the last 2 years how their lives started.
Their diet or behavior. But mind you, the standard American diet, that's the greatest diet there is, though. Yeah. Don't demonize the standard American diet, which is putting loads and loads of people in the hospitals with all kind of health problems. No, don't demonize that. But, if these girls were allegedly, if they were having a diet that was much better than the standard American diet, let's demonize that. Okay.
Change.
Not just that, the behavior. If they're having a better behavior, because he said behavior, their diet and behavior, if their behavior is changed greater than the average American woman, being more feminine, not ready to fight and yell at you and cuss at you and speak down to a man. You know what I mean? Dress right, dressing modest. So if their behavior is dressing modest, being ladylike, being polite, good morning, goodbye, how are you doing today? So that's wrong?
Everything just seemed to just keep on progressing and getting more extreme and more extreme.
Things became so extreme that
They're extreme with the extremes, ain't they? This is an extreme recording.
Alvarado says she didn't spend any quality time with her daughters for the last 10 months. She says when she tried to warn the state,
I told CPS this. I told them that they don't go outside. They don't have friends.
See? The mother reported to the state. And that shows you right there that when the deal goes down, one of the people that will turn you in is your own parents, man, especially the mother. Pay attention.
Things going on in that house.
but nothing happened. Now the two of them have lost both girls and their father. And while they don't know how they died, they can't help but think their extreme beliefs played a role.
They don't know how they died, but their extreme beliefs, there's that word extreme again. The extreme beliefs played a role. You see, this is building up the persecution machine for us Hebrew Israelites. That's all that this serves to do, okay? And this may not even be real. These two individuals here may just be, they have that thousand yard stare look in their eyes, man. It just may very well be crisis actors, bad ones at that.
Just sitting in limbo, trying to figure out, what happened.
Sitting here in limbo.
And police are still trying to piece together this investigation, so they're asking anyone who might have any information behind their deaths to contact authorities. We're live in Everett tonight. I'm Andrew Scheinthal, Cairo 7 News.
Now new details about the mysterious death of a father and his two daughters in Renton. We're hearing from the mother, who tells us she became concerned when they began following a new religion, even giving up on things they were passionate about.
Adriana stopped playing basketball because it was worldly.
There's the woman's doing. Start the first verse. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Most High. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And you just saw an example. You kept hearing the word extreme. Notice it started with black Hebrew Israelites, even though we have Hebrew Israelites among us that look like straight up so-called white people. Nobody ever talks about that. They got that black Hebrew Israelite thing out there. And the word black means negative, void of light. But that's all part of their crafty counsel. Then they use the media, they bring in these crisis actors. And here we watch that story. They admit they don't know really what killed, allegedly, what killed the father and the daughters, but they know that that being a black Hebrew Israelite had something to do with it. This is all part of their crafty counsel, man. It's all freaking lies. Okay? Lies, lies, lies. They have taken crafty, that's this so-called white man's power. Lies and deception. Okay? They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Like I said, they don't want us to come back to our true nationality. Because they know once that happens, the wicked elite of Esau knows that once that happens, their power is over. They're going to go down and we're going to come up in power. They know that. So their thing is to try to keep as many as you can away from finding out their true nationality, their true power, which is to be a Hebrew Israelite and to worship Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai. That's our true power. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Yeah, us being the Israelites. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. Then it names the nations. The tabernacles of Edom. That's the first nation mentioned. And that's who's ruling right now. The tabernacles of Edom. Beginning with the top banking families, who these newscasters work for, these news networks are owned by. Okay? So yeah, they're gonna play that shit on their media, man. Even YouTube, they take down our videos. They're all part of that crafty council, man. You know, you do a video and bring out nothing but truth, and then they'll flag the video. They'll call it medical misinformation policy. Your video violated our medical misinformation policy. And then they'll take your video down. Crafty council, man. Let's get back to Retired Plum's video.
Alright, and we know that. Alright, and just like our Lord, what did they do? They brought up false witnesses against our Lord. They gonna bring up false witnesses against us, man, in the media.
That's right.
Because the servant is not greater than his master. So they're gonna try and paint us in a very, like, as if we are evil.
Yep.
You know, as if we're murderers and all this kind of stuff when we ain't doing nothing. We're harmless as doves. Alright, all we do is teach the word, you know, and bring forth the truth of the scriptures and condemn them in their evil. Alright?
But remember, brothers, it's the word that's going to destroy this man's system. Let's bring in 2 Thessalonians, 2nd chapter. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And that's Esau, the tabernacles of Edom, that are our main enemies. They're in power right now. At the time this was written by the Apostle Paul, the Romans were in power. They're the mystery of iniquity. They're the wicked. They're the devil that the Bible speaks of. These Edomites, man. And we're in the last leg of the Roman Empire. Okay? And then shall that wicked be revealed, meaning Esau, Edom, he's being exposed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which are these scriptures. Okay? Spoken by the prophets. So that's why Esau's trying to stifle this truth. Because, like it says here, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And that's those chariots, when Yahweh Shai comes with those chariots. Game over. Finish him. But right now, he's being consumed by the spirit of the Lord's mouth, which are these scriptures spoken of by the prophets, which we, according to faith, we humbly believe that we're those prophets, that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai have entrusted with this word to speak it, thereby consuming this man's kingdom.
But this man is full of deceit, alright?
And he's being exposed.
That's his power, man, falsehood. One of my favorite scriptures, man, Psalm 144, his right hand is the right hand of falsehood.
Yep.
Right? Psalms 144 and 8, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood, man. And listen, man, when we get in the kingdom and we really find out all the lies this man was telling, we're gonna be like, wow, like so much of world events and different things were just all manufactured and orchestrated. This man's the devil. He ain't called.
Yeah, like going to the moon. None of the manufactured lie.
Devil for no reason. The word devil, slanderer, liar, deceiver. That's who this man is, man. And the scripture says he went forth to deceive the whole world, man. That's how this man operated, man. International.
That's a very good point. That's what the scripture says. He was let loose for a little season, and he went to deceive the whole world. Because that's his power. Deception, lies, falsehood, slander. You know? Black Hebrew Israelites. Okay, Esau. That's the best you can do, man? Black Hebrew Israelites? Yeah, okay. Telling us that we're black when we're not black. We're different shades of brown. And he's not even white. He's different shades of red. Man, I tell you. It's a beautiful thing when your eyes are wide open, when you're wide awake, man. All praises to Yahweh Shemi Shai for that, man. Waking us up from the lies and stupidity, really, of this so-called white man, the devil, Esau, Edom.
With it. Now I saw this, right? Hebrew Israelite teens and father found dead in home. Right? Now when's the last time someone was found dead in their home and they mentioned, what is the need to mention someone's religious affiliation? When's the last time you seen it say two Muslims, Muslim teens? What the hell does someone's religious affiliation have to do with the fact that they were found dead in their home? Especially when as you're gonna find out, they don't even know the cause of death. Like what the hell is going on here? Does this make any sense? So let's watch this, man, and see how many times they repeat the word extreme.
Well, to those that are not in the know, it makes plenty of sense. Because they can't see the angle that Esau's coming on. But we, like it says in 2 Corinthians 2:11, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We know this man's coming on, he's like a crab. We know he's walking sideways. We know he's coming with an angle. And the angle is, look, if you believe you're a Hebrew Israelite, you're part of an extreme, and they kept using the word extreme, you're part of an extreme cult. And this could happen to you.
You see, because they want to paint us, the Hebrew Israelites, as extremists. So see how many times that buzzword extreme is used in this hit piece. Because that's what this is. And I wouldn't be surprised if these girls ain't who they say they are.
Yep.
Right? If the mother and father they got up here on the TV is all actors, I just wouldn't be surprised if these are all crisis actors and this is a completely fake event, because none of it don't
Google the term crisis actors. A very real term.
make sense. Let's watch.
Alvarado says her former husband was following an extreme version of the Black Hebrew Israelite.
The mother of two. What is the, and every time they say extreme, an extreme version, they actually don't even detail what it is that makes it extreme. What is the definition?
I guess GMS would be the extreme version of the Black Hebrew Israelite. He sounds a joke, man. Extreme.
What were they actually doing that was extreme? Yeah, are the Mormons extreme? Because the Mormons have their own thing going on. Are the Jehovah Witness? Do they describe Jehovah Witnesses as extreme? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
What about the Hasidim? The extreme Hasidic community. Extreme.
why are they describing us as extreme? What is it that we do that signifies that we are extreme?
So hold up, how about your extreme Catholic? How about them? Wait a minute, the Pope, he's pretty extreme, isn't he? Drives around a Pope mobile.
Yeah, so this is Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. The great dragon, which was cast out, right? And that dragon, which will be Rome, which now we're in the second leg of Rome. That old serpent, right, which going back to the garden, the one who deceived Eve, right, and lost his pigment, right, right, and called the devil, right, and Satan, right. So let's go into that word, devil.
Strong's G 1228. Diabolos. Diabolos.
Yeah, diabolos. Prone to slander, right? He's prone to it. And that is the self-proclaimed so-called white man. He is prone to slander you, right? You know, even as women, right? That's how Emmett Till got killed, right? Because of slander, because of lies, like slanderous, accusing falsely. And ultimately, this is what the news propaganda, basically, like the elder was saying, this the propaganda machine. Basically, is the same thing they did with the Jersey so-called shooting. That dude's not an Israelite, and anyone. Oh, like the scripture says, if they fall off, it's because they were not of us, right? So those people who are not that fall off, they're not of us, of the truth, right? You know, roughly paraphrasing, right? Yeah, false accuser, slanderer. Yeah, so you know, let's go to Satan.
Strong's G 4567. Satanas. Satanas.
Right.
Thayer's Lexicon. Satan. Satan.
Satan, which is the so-called white man, right? Because what he is your what adversary, one who opposes, and that's he is the one who opposes you always, and even if he has to slander you or be a false accuser, he is there to be opposed to you, to fight against you on every level, right? That is the so-called white man, right? Which deceiveth, right? So goes into his lies, and deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and the angels were cast, and his angels cast out with him, which his angels go into his military, right? When you have the so-called the was it the Su-35, you got the was it F-15 fighter jet, right? You got all these different so-called jets that goes into his angels, right? You got these helicopters, these drones, these drone dogs and AI machines that kill. That goes into his angels. They're gonna be tossed and cast out with him, right? And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, right, which is going to be in those chariots, what they call UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon, right? Right, which have the angels and Yahushai in them, and it's going to come save and redeem the elect. Now is come salvation, right? Salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser, right? The devil, right? That's another way of saying the devil. If you just say the accuser, that's another way of just saying the devil, right? Of our brethren is cast down, which accuse, right? The devil, them, right? He was opposing. He's been our enemy. He accuses us. He slanders us, and he opposes us. The self-proclaimed so-called white man, them before our power night and day. And how are they doing that? Through their media. So call Loyum Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim and the four winds preaching in truth and sincerity, risking their lives more now than ever. The hopeful elect, Shalom to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel and have come back to the fold. Shalom to the sister of Akwaf. Listen in silence. Hey, death to America.